It's Dawg Talk podcast with Chris Wright and Austin Freeman. We got a very special guest. We're just going to go ahead and say, arguably probably one of the really good Hoyas to come through there through the years.
One of my favorite Hoyas.
One of my favorite Hoyas.
My guys.
Made our career, real nice. The one and only Greg Monroe.
Boo! What up?
First question. Kind of been asking, a lot of Georgetown guys this. Why Georgetown?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, obviously, when Coach Thompson started recruiting me, just the basketball side was pretty easy for me. Like picking that program, the way you guys played, being familiar with you guys and a couple other people on the team, it made it, as far as basketball, that was an easy decision. But when I got up there on the visit, man, I just loved it, man. DC, shout out to DC. I love DC, man. Shout out to Lump. Showed me a good time.
I was 100% with all my recruits. Any recruit I had, they was.
My man was in a boot too on my visit too, man. I still did the visit. He was on a boot. He was in the boot. He still did the visit, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. When I got up there, man, it was just, I just knew it was the place I wanted to be, man. Everything, taking it in, talking to my mom, just felt like it was the right place for me.
But you went all the way. You left home. You had a chance to stay home. You had a chance to go anywhere you wanted. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, nobody was thinking. You didn't think you was going to be in college for 4 years. So why wasn't it ever the idea to stay home and play in front of your friends and your family?
I mean, it was an idea. That definitely was an idea. That's something that I definitely, I visited LSU. It was the only other place I visited officially.
Was LSU? That was the only other official?
Yeah. I mean, Georgetown was second. I committed on the visit. I canceled everything else.
Dang.
Yeah. So, I had the option to stay home. Like I said, just all things taken into consideration. It wasn't about me staying home. My mom never put any pressure on my family, never put any pressure on me to stay home. Right. So I never really felt that. Just purely like a basketball decision and just like where I wanted to go in life. I wanted to get away personally,
Right. My man came to Georgetown with a pickup truck trying to park. You knew he wasn't from the city.
Big Southern, man. Hey, man. Mom Deuce got me whatever she could, man. I wrote it, man.
And my man was trying to park.
You gotta take what you get, man, at that age, bro.
Nah, it was nice. It's just that we was in the city.
Right.
That joint trying to park is just
you couldn't park no way.
Parallel parking that joint was the worst joint ever, yo.
Yeah.
Ever.
Georgetown got the worst campus parking in America too, by the way.
No question. We had no parking.
Right.
But dang, that's crazy. So yeah, Georgetown was really that was the only other option for you.
Right. I mean, I had other official visits, but I just knew where I wanted to be. I had seen enough. You know what I'm saying? I was already kind of leaning that way. So once I got on campus, it was like, it's done. This is where I want to be.
I got a question. What is this scene like? I know. So everything is talking about PG County right now. PG County in the water, the talent we got, and all that. What's the basketball scene in New Orleans or Louisiana? How would you characterize? How would you characterize?
Well, as a state, man, I think it's solid. Obviously, that we don't have is we're not pumping them out like y'all out there, man. But I think it's growing. And that's something that I want to get into personally is trying to continue to push our culture in the city here forward. But I think it's solid. We have a few guys in the NBA. We have some guys that have some great careers overseas. And they're still involved in the basketball community, the things we're doing here. So down here we're trying to emulate some of the things you guys are doing. Summer basketball, having pro-ams where you could be home and hoop against other, professional basketball players. So just trying to build that up. But we got a long way to go to catch up to up there in PG, DC, man. But honestly, I definitely like the way, the way it's going down here. I think the coaching starting to turn over. They're more our age group starting to coach now. So
Right.
It's good to see a lot of those guys, taking a leadership role.
That's good. That's good.
That's real good. That's real good. Okay, so you're coming in your freshman year. How did you feel like your teammates, coaching staff? How do you feel like we welcomed you to Georgia?
I mean, I felt very welcome, man. My experience as far as you guys, my teammates, just with the basketball with the team, it was great. So obviously we still talk to this day.
Yeah.
I talk to, everybody, I try to keep in touch with everybody, but I mean, it was fun for me, man. I love you guys, man. You guys definitely made it easy for me to adjust. I think for me, it was easy too. I had a good roommate, man. My guy, Jay Clark was,
Yeah.
Me and him was real easy, you know what I'm saying? Right. We kind of like the same things. And
right.
So it was easy, but man, everybody was great, stuff. We had some bullies and stuff, we can get into that.
Hey, so let me ask you this. What you think about do you remember getting there the first day? Do you remember Kenner League?
What? Yes.
Okay, man, so what was that experience like?
The super shuttle from BWI. We made like 5 stops before we got to Georgetown.
Right.
Well, I think, Miss Lisa pulled up at the front gate in the golf cart, took us straight to the gym.
Yeah.
I may have had an hour.
I don't think
maybe that. I know it maybe what's what I'm saying. Maybe it was the first half of the game before our game, but I just remember walking straight in and putting on my jersey, and I had to hoop as soon as I got on campus.
I didn't appreciate that Kenner League that year because they put me by myself that year, and all 4 of y'all was on the same team.
Wait, we still had Lumpy?
Yeah, I was on the team. It was
why?
Me, Jason, Sims. We had
the whole class was on one team with Chris, and I was by myself. It was tight. Oh my God.
What did you do? Did you get in trouble, bro? Was that punishment, bro?
I don't know what that was.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I never thought about that. You were by yourself.
By myself that year.
I think I do remember him saying that. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. My man definitely came in running in the gym and straight onto the court. I forget that. First day he got on campus.
And because at that time you were the number 1 player in the country coming in, so that Kenner League game was legit. It was a lot of people that came in just to see. So,
bro, it was like people. When you get into, you anticipating somebody getting there, and then when you get there, you just hear people just rumbling, just trying to figure out.
Right. It got quiet. It got low-key quiet in there when he walked in. Everybody
it did. I ain't gonna lie. I do remember that. That's a fact.
Everybody looked to them doors, boy.
I was like, yo, there he goes.
Kind of spooky at first. If you don't
that's a fact. I was like, damn, it did get
yeah. I remember every time Moose touched the ball, everybody oh. True story.
Man, what?
Really.
Kenner League was fun, bro.
Kenner League was fun. That was a great experience.
That was good. All right. What is your best, off-court memory at Georgetown?
Oh man, there's so many, man. Most of them I don't know if I can speak about them.
Right.
I remember. Listen, you remember? All right, Cree. You remember the one time, bro? We was walking from back of campus. And remember the dog walked up on the chain.
Oh yeah, we took off running. I remember that one. That was good. That was good. Yeah. I remember that one.
It, bro. I just remember Free was like, I'm busting the left. I forgot to shoot. All I remember was we was running straight and Free just busted the left. And I'm like, oh. It was that, bro.
Oh man.
I mean, about bad ones, you got the 5 a.m. with the medicine balls, of course.
Oh, that's the worst thing ever, man. What? I couldn't stand those 5 a.m. And we talked about this with somebody else. He did that on purpose. At least once a year, we had to do
it. Yeah, he forced it.
Or he'll save it. He was saving some joints too, though, to the end of the year.
That's true.
Ooh,
Because
shit.
we low-key should have had more.
Oh, no question.
We for sure should have had more. That one, I mean, off the court, dang. Yeah, it's a lot, man.
I mean, the thing about our team, we all bonded. We were cool.
Yeah, we were
real
cool.
cool.
So we did everything together. Like every memory will be with somebody.
Yeah, everybody, some one of your teammates is involved in every story, if not two.
That's a
All these college stories. So I mean, it was a very unique bunch. And then for the simple fact that everybody was nice too, because you think about it, everybody played pro after.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody.
Nice.
You know, and a lot of people were better as pros. If you think about it, like Sims is nasty as a pro.
Yeah,
you know,
Sims nice.
I mean, he always was.
You know, everybody evolved. Their game evolves at different stages. That's just
right.
That's this for a lot. I mean, everybody's different.
You know? Yeah. But Sims was ready, man. He had you in front of him.
Yeah. I mean, we could have played together in that offense for sure.
We could have. We had Jew too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We actually had a lot of pieces on our squad, man.
We did. That's for sure. Speaking of Jew, man, remember when Jew was running from tree to tree in the rain, man? You remember that? Trying not to get wet. You remember that? That's what I'm saying, man. It's just a bunch of stuff I can say.
It's so much. I'm thinking, my man Jew, boy, God.
My roommate, man.
Oh wow, that was.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's a unique couple right there.
Yeah.
It's a unique couple right there.
Dang, who was my roommate? I can't even. Oh, I had Cheddar Bob. Or Ray Moss.
Yeah, you had the house though, so.
Huh?
Yeah,
you had the house.
So.
Oh yeah, me and Ray was in the house.
Yeah, I had Jay Clark both years, man. It was cool.
Yeah, he was in the house.
Jay used to be going though, man. I don't know.
I was the next door neighbor to Jay and Moose all the time.
Jay used to
every
be
year.
out.
Hey, Sims was the best roommate in the world.
What? No, he was. That's
Sims is hilarious, man.
Well, maybe after freshman year he changed, but freshman year,
bro, he was my roommate.
He was on the other side of Copley, bro. Oh my man. Man, I love him to death, my God. Jesus.
Oh man. Henry Sims, Big Hank.
Big Hank.
Shout out Big Hank, man.
Yeah. Well, that's my brother for life, man. Sim City.
Always, man. He texted me today, actually. So, yeah.
Never a dull moment with that guy.
No.
Never.
I'm trying to tell you, he was my roommate. Never a dull moment.
Never. Imagine having him on the road. He was my roommate freshman year on the road.
And you know what's funny? Sims would know, like, it don't matter what we talking about. If a Lil Wayne song came on, every word to every song that Lil Wayne ever.
Man, we talk about the GOAT, man. Don't get me started, man.
Yeah, that Kobe tribute was crazy. He did.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So so we talked about Kennedy League. So just go from the beginning of preseason workouts, that experience to all the way to the end of the season of your freshman year. Just let the people know about that.
I mean, it was
where were you at mentally? And,
mentally, I mean, I was cool. I think I was okay. I think the biggest jump for me was the strength and conditioning. I think that's when I realized I was in a different stage. That's when I realized I was in a different stage, man. Like the preseason, like I remember the first day I walked into the weight room. The wine. 315 on the incline. Repping it.
Yes, sir.
Repping it. I was like, we repping that? I mean, I mean, I wasn't even close to maxing that on the bench.
Right.
He was repping that on an incline bench, man.
Brahma Bull, boy. That's what
Brahma Bull.
Yo,
But I mean,
Bronco,
the 4-hour practices were just
yeah.
Yeah.
religious, just all night,
We in there at 4 hours every day, bro.
every day.
You go in there with the sun up, you leave
Yeah,
sun down, bro.
sundown,
Dark.
facts, pitch black, calf clothes.
Yeah.
Everybody out the cab. Everybody's out the cab by the time we go to training. So it's not even fun. We can't even talk to nobody.
Right, we can't talk to nobody.
We can't do nothing.
Everybody's studying or
Yeah.
asleep by the time we done.
People at the library walking up the hill. We just going into the cab. That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, those practices, man, were like, they were just, I mean, we practiced hard for sure, but they were more mental, man. It was just about being sharp, making sure we were just crisp with the things we were doing offensively. Obviously with that, offense has a lot of attention to detail, so it was more mental than anything. That was the main thing.
Was it difficult learning in Princeton?
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I think it took just about as long as it took me to learn any other offense, and like you saying, when we doing it at the rate we were doing it, like, you're gonna learn it.
Right.
You're gonna learn it, and so I mean, it was great because I think it expanded my basketball mind and how I saw the game for sure. But it wasn't hard to learn for me personally.
No, I don't think it's that hard to learn. I mean, it can.
It's more about you need reps. You need the experience to make the reads. That's important.
Yeah, the most difficult part for me was when you cut, figuring out which way to cut to.
Yeah.
If you cut back,
I ain't really have to do that.
Go back, the opposite. That was the hardest part to me. I'll be done.
That was the guard. That was the guard. That was the guard. That was the guard duties. I ain't really have to cut that much.
Hey, that joint, I look over to the bench and one of them would be pointing this way. Okay. I'm like, okay, that's how I know which way to go. After a while, it took a year or so to figure that part out. It was the only part that took a long time to figure out.
Yeah, for me, I would say that the part was figuring out you guys, just figuring out what like the people I'm in the actions with like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was like, you were a cutter for sure. You're gonna Free is stepping behind every time. You don't shoot it, pump fake, right quick step, drive right, drive right for the lay. Every time. I know, like, that was what, like, I would be in practice figuring out, like, okay, who liked this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could tell you what everybody did, who came off, everybody.
Right, and that's why you were so good in the offense, man. Because you were so you ran that joint, boy. You was like an orchestrator out there. You knew what everybody did. That's a prime example. I'm cutting to the. That's how I'm getting my buckets. I'm cutting hard. You know what I'm saying? Free is coming around. Clark is coming around.
Jay was a 50-50 guy.
Yeah, he did do both.
Yeah, Jay was a 50-50 guy.
Yeah.
DeWine was a 50-50 guy. Depending on how he was feeling, DeWine was a 50-50 guy. Sat was coming off all the time. Sat rarely cut. Sat come and get it every time, for sure.
Right.
And so, like, that was like what I was learning more y'all habits. Once I got it down, because I had to learn it. Don't get me wrong, but it was more about learning with you guys, like who I'm gonna pass it to.
So let me ask you this: how you get to when you get into your mode when you just getting on the top of the key, you get to
spin.
You get to your spin cycle, the big lean, the big in and out. You know what I'm saying? From the top. Is that premeditated or it just happens? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I tried to pick my spots. I mean, as we all did. Like, we all had points in the game where we were more aggressive than you forcing an issue rather than playing in the flow. We all did it at certain points. Premeditated, kind of. I mean, throughout the game, you can tell how they did, because people played the offense. Right. They guarded the offense.
Right. So they
didn't really guard us.
Right.
The teams that really prepped for us guarded the offense. So they would, sit in lanes. They wouldn't guard you on ball. And, like, that's the stuff I'm paying attention to during the game. And so, like, at some point, it's like, okay, like, they sitting on, okay, 2 backdoor cuts. They not there. They sitting on it.
Right.
Nah, I'm about to go. You know, you got to get, it was just about keeping them off balance. That's what it was really more of.
Right. Hey, I tell you, when Moose started getting his spin cycle up there, boy, that means
I only did that like 3 or 4 games. It was only like 3 or 4 games where I did that, man.
Nah. What? When it was, that means this, okay, he in his bag right now. For sure.
Or when one of us would catch 20.
Bro, I did not stop. Even though I did not.
Be like, you know what?
I did not.
You would do that.
No, I did not.
You would even say it. You would say it sometimes in the game. Like, no, like, I'm trying to let me get 20 real quick.
Bro, I probably told that. All right. I probably told it to you one time.
It definitely happened in Duke game.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like I was applying pressure that whole game. But who knows? You know, I might have had some spurts that might have wanted to finish off the deal. Right.
Yeah, man, because he looked up at the joint, it say free 23 or something. It say Freeman 23, right 21.
I was at like 18 or something.
He'll be right at 18.
I was at like 18. That's one bucket, bro. I can't ask for one bucket. Damn.
All right, bet.
He like
that's one bucket. Well, why we can't do the whole 3 players with 20 joint? Why we can't do that, bro?
Throw it down the low post one time.
Right. Go ahead and get that joint, bro.
Hey, man, listen, man. Y'all know I wasn't chasing no points, man.
Nah, we know. We messing with you.
Nah, you was. Don't try to let him tell you.
I was not chasing.
He wanted the bucket. He wanted the bucket.
Let him go.
That's good. We want you to score.
Oh, man.
Hey, that's funny, man.
We want the bucket. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, freshman year goes by. We're at the end of the season. I mean, you're considered a lottery pick your freshman year. Everybody knew that. What made you stay? Especially in the one-on-one, the one and done era in basketball.
Right. I just honestly, I wasn't ready, man. Like I just wasn't ready to go to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? When I was, you know, checking on it, my gut was like, I'm not ready to go. You know, mentally. And then, you know, it was just that competitive nature. Like, you know, my freshman year, I didn't really like the way the season went either. You know, and so it was a multiple thing. But I just knew overall, I just wasn't ready to leave. You know, I had that feeling like I want to come back. You know, I want to get better. You know, I want to still be here. I'm not ready to leave yet.
Right, because you definitely could have left and been.
For sure. I could have. For sure.
You a surefire lottery pick.
No ifs, ands, and buts about it. You could just literally left, but you know.
I could have, but
glad you came back.
Happy.
But
I'm happy. I don't regret that at all. I definitely don't regret.
No. I mean, it all worked itself out. But I also think you enjoyed Georgetown, though. Like I did. Enjoyed the experience, even like just the campus.
Right.
You know, and like a lot of like the last conversation we had with Kevin and Mike, they all say that they probably learn more up on campus. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. You know, you just, you know, especially, you know, you guys are from a little bit, you know, in the area, basically.
Right.
And for me, it was totally different, you know, coming to a totally different region, you know, of the country, and, you know, just seeing a totally different lifestyle, the way people are. It definitely was fun. You know, that was one thing, like, you know, I wish I could have seen how much more I saw, you know, like you guys, like 4 years on campus, like, you know, that's, you know, you had a full experience. And, you know, I understand how much fun I had in my first 2 years. So I can only imagine them out there longer, you know.
Yeah, but you had a career path. People go to college.
I had to go.
Career path that was set in stone. You got to go.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you had that. So, but we are definitely glad you chose Georgetown. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell people, man, we were 100% on this. Me and Free were Free was 100% too with all his recruits.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I liked it, man. You know, it's a special place, man. You get up there and you actually check it out, man. It's a special place.
It is.
Yeah. Yep. Wait, Chris, real quick.
Drop my phone.
All right, so sophomore year. Same thing, freshman year. Like, where were you mentally? Like, were you, oh well, this is my last year here, this is it, or you were just more so like, I'm just gonna see how the season goes?
I mean, it was just. I wasn't thinking like that. It was focusing on the season. As the season wore on, it's like, okay, like I'm going to get out of here. But going into the season, that wasn't. I knew that I had to take care of the season if I wanted to do anything else, and like that's how I looked at it. You know, I wasn't like, oh, I gotta, you know, like you guys. I said a lot of things, but I was like, oh, I gotta do this to make it to the NBA. You know, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't playing like that. I wasn't thinking like that. It was about just trying to win the game, doing whatever I can to help, help the team win. You know, I knew I had to take care of that before anything.
No, yeah, you played the game the right way for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You played the game, you know what I'm saying, you wanted to win at all costs. But I will say this, Moose. When it got about January, February, hey, Moose started making home videos with his phone, like this is about the last time I'm the best. He walked around like, yo, this is so nice. We here at so-and-so. I was like, oh man, this guy is gone. he is not coming back. It's a
man, I got a Christmas present, bro. We all got the little joint. Don't act like we all got the little video joints, bro. We all got them joints. Bro.
We did get the little video.
We did get those. You right. You start videotaping, Chris? How you look?
We was on the bus. He's doing the home video joints. We out recording out the window when we get there and all that. As soon as we get off the airplane.
Oh man.
Is that correct? Is that when you knew he was leaving, or when did you really know? You were like,
I mean, that's not even selfish. I don't think, or nothing.
No, it's not. But when did you know? I'm talking about.
If we talk about January, February, that's like the thick of Biggie, Biggie.
That's what I'm saying. It's over,
Like, yeah, you kind of know. I think when I really, really knew when it first started, the game I would say it first started was the Jimmy V Classic.
Butler.
Butler.
Yeah. Butler.
After that game, I was like, okay, like I'm, this is.
Yeah. I think that's where I kind of like. I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be our last year with him for sure. Yeah. No, really.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree. Like that was the game. Like after that game, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Like,
yeah, for sure. Because the way, not only like you destroyed them, but the way you did it, and they had so much hype coming into that game.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot, and I think that was a part of it too. I felt some type of way, like, because even our staff was like giving them crazy love.
Love. I ain't really like,
and they were good. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I mean, they went to the national championship game, so obviously they were good. But I mean, I just didn't. I took offense to the way they presented.
They were showing them big love.
So I took offense to that. I'll say that, especially the way they were talking about the big man. I took offense to that.
Matt Howard.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe that was their aim. It worked for that game because I definitely took offense. To that.
Yeah, Matt Howard. Yeah, they had a good team. Was Shelvin Mack on that team too?
Yeah, Shelvin was there. Gordon was there.
Yeah.
They were good. I mean, that was the team that went to the championship 2 years in a row, right?
I ain't gonna lie, that's when I knew Gordon Hayward was something different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Going to the game, they didn't really talk about him, but he the one that had a nice game.
I was like, that's the one we need.
Right, exactly.
Worried about.
And I think even though they lost, I think that was the game when it was kind of like, he kind of came to be too.
Because at first, I remember the scouting report, and they were like, yeah, he's like 6'7", stuff like that.
Yeah, he's okay.
And I stepped on the floor, and I was like,
right.
He like 6'10", low key. Like,
he wasn't no, yeah, he was a big
I'm like, wait, 6'7"? No way. No way.
He was, I mean, he's still good. Obviously, when he's healthy, he's a dog.
If you think about the teams that we played that year, your sophomore year, we played that Butler team, we played Duke, we played Memphis,
Washington.
We played Washington when it smacked Washington over there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Who else did we play that year? Our strength of schedule had to be number one.
Yeah, we were all like both years I was there. Our strength of schedule was pretty we were high.
Yeah, our stretch of schedule was crazy. We played everything. That's why it was like either hit or miss with us.
No, but think about it. His 2 years we were there, our out of conference was tough, but then we would come out like 11-1 or 12-1 type stuff in the out of conference schedule.
Tore up conference play though. God, goodness, boy. Remember first game Big East play, Moose. Where we at? Your first game Big East play.
UConn, right?
UConn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went off UConn. We had a great game, everything. Who we play next? Do you remember?
Wait, hold up. Freshman year.
And they destroyed us.
Pitt, right? Pitt came right after, right? Yeah.
Like 2 days later.
Yeah, right after. Yeah, waiting. They was waiting for us.
Yeah.
Waiting for us at the crib, waiting for us back in DC. Man, they beat us so bad. We didn't have a chance from jump ball.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah, that's what I was, man. You know, we was talking about this outside of this, but you know, that team was tough.
That Pitt team, right?
Tough.
That Pitt team was different breed. They were tough.
Tough, man. Different.
And they were good at every position.
Every 5.
Yep.
Had 3 or 4 dudes off the bench that were super solid.
Athletic.
Athletic, yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were a great team, man. Jamie Dixon had them rolling over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely did.
Yeah, that was tough, man. Big East was different back then, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, I was too. Just
yeah, right. Like once you start thinking about
those teams, they were crazy. Yo, Marshawn Brooks at Providence.
Buckets.
He ain't become, but I think he ain't really become Marshawn Brooks till Moose left. Like the next year, that's when Marshawn.
The
Brooks
next year he was. It was the next year. When I was there, it was the one that was on the team that was getting buckets was homie down in South Florida.
Dominic Jones.
Jones.
That was the toughest cover in the Big East for me.
Yeah. He came up here and stole one from us too.
He definitely did.
They came up here and stole one from us. I remember that one.
He had a tough game. Tough game.
Yep. Dominic Jones is tough, man. Goodness gracious, he was tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like these are the guys on the off nights. You got a guy that can score 30. That was an off night in the Big East. Like,
right.
Then the on night you playing against Syracuse, and they got Johnny Flynn,
7,
Dante Green, Wes Johnson, Renze, Rick Jackson,
Johnny Flynn.
I mean, come on, Andy Routins.
Everybody. I mean, Big East is crazy. Look at Free Face.
Nah, that junior year team. I'm thinking that Syracuse junior year team. When we your sophomore year, our junior.
Yeah, y'all junior.
That might probably one of been the best basketball teams I've ever played against, and they sat in zone the whole game.
They won the Big East regular season.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Wesley was like player of the year in the country.
He was. Wes Johnson was player of the year. Yep.
Crazy.
Scoop was on that team. Was Brandon Trish on that team?
Yeah.
Brandon Trish, Andy Rollins, Chris Jones.
Right, bro. Everybody, man. Big East was tough. You could go down a list for about
Louisville.
18. Louisville.
Oh my goodness.
Full roster, 10 deep.
Man. Oh my, that was always a war playing in Cincinnati.
It's crazy. Like Big East, Villanova.
Oh yeah, Villanova. You knew what to expect coming into that game.
Right. You know,
there were no easy games, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time, by your sophomore year, St. John's was starting to get good.
Tough, athletic.
Right.
Had scorers at every position.
Marquette.
3. I mean, that freshman year team was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was
sophomore year they reloaded, but freshman year them boys was tough.
Hey, the Big East was crazy.
Yeah, every night was unbelievable.
Good stuff right there, man. All right, so sophomore year's over. We have a hell of a run in the Big East tournament. Come up short. Get to the NCAA tournament. We lose in the first round. Now the season's over. All right. Just go over, going into the draft, that experience that you had, so people can understand about that a little bit,
Well, I mean, it was tough. I didn't have that many workouts. I know, some people only have a couple. Some people have a whole lot. I would say I had a good amount. I had about 8 or 9, workouts. I worked out for a couple teams twice. But it was just really just you just going into workouts battling, man. That's what pre-draft is about to me, man. I had a couple, workouts by myself. I think those are harder because you're not competing. It's always easier for us to compete. When you one-on-one and different drills, you can compete. When you're out there by yourself in an NBA workout, you're already nervous,
Right?
And so you're going to do everything alone. Every missed shot is your missed shot. Everything is only you. So it's that was tough for me, but the process was just just competing, seeing the different level of energy you got to bring. Like that was the main thing. Everybody was preaching in those workouts. The coaches that were running the workouts was just the energy level. Like every rep, every play is maximum effort in the NBA, and so like you kind of raise that level of preparation and energy when you're trying to prepare for the league. That's the most I got out of
it. Did you know that Detroit was going to take you, or?
Well, that was the one team I didn't work out for. And like, I worked out from like 3 to it was a couple teams at like 4 and 5, but I worked out for about 6, 7, like I said, 6, 7 teams from like 3 through 11, and it wasn't everybody. Detroit was one of the teams I didn't work out, and it wasn't until the draft when, like right before when it was getting close, they called my agent. Was like, if he's there, we're going to take him. And they did, yeah. It was, I'm always grateful for that. Chance, they gave me a chance, man. I love the D. Shout out to the D, the Pistons organization. They were great, man. So that was, obviously that's a dream come true for me. It was fun, man.
So you finally get there, right? You get to the league. You finally get there. You good now. Right. So, okay, you did your thing. When you first get to the league in the first game, what is that feeling like?
Well, let me tell you about my first preseason game.
Okay.
It was LeBron's first preseason game in Miami.
Oh.
I do remember this because we were watching this in the.
Yeah, we watched this.
And it was a good day for me. My nephew was born on that day. My nephew was born on that day. My first nephew. And so, it was just a cool day, man. But that, just lining up, first full game experience, and you looking across, you see LeBron, you see D Wade, you see Chris Bosh, and it's just like, oh yeah, you here for sure. Like, you really here, man. And like to see for that, but it's good because for that team to be the first in-game experience you see, like you compete against. That was, that was the bar, and like those guys, like everything was just championship level. You can tell, obviously that's what they were shooting for. Everything they did was just championship level. Communication on the court, the rotations, how they moved the ball, everything was just, they're just playing the right way. But we are still more talented than everybody too. So.
That's funny. So look, when I was with the New Orleans Pelicans, right? Training camp, right? We in New Orleans. This Anthony Davis rookie year. Austin Rivers just get drafted in the same draft. Anthony Davis was 1. I think Austin was like 10.
Yeah.
And so we play a few preseason games, and then like the 3rd or 4th game is against Miami. And so Monty, Coach Wade, he the coach, and I never forget this. We going through film, showing film on the team and all that stuff. And it's a whole bunch of young guys, and everybody in the background, you hear everybody like, ooh. Oh, like, they gonna be, we about to play these dudes. Hey, yo, that was so funny. He paused and he's like, listen, we going into this game. Actually, it's preseason too, so you ain't, so we want to execute what we need to execute. We want to work on a few things. Everybody was looking around like, I never forget that because it kind of was the same feeling of what you talking about. Because when you actually see them walk out, you like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is what time it is,
Exactly.
It was that feeling. It's like that, oh, we here, you know.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how I felt.
Be here for sure. You can't run from it now.
Nah, you in it. You
Right.
know? LeBron run up the tunnel, you like, oh, okay. Make sure we take these warm-up lines serious, Brett.
Because if that ball throwing up, they going full speed.
Full speed. Oh,
Full speed, boy. Catch me if you can. They was out.
Yeah.
that's great.
All right. What was it like being a big man in the NBA, right? And watching the culture of the game change over the course of your career?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, you know, it's a copycat league, man. So whoever winning, people going to try and mimic that. And you got to adjust with the game. You got to adjust with the times. You know, and that's just seeing. I mean, Steph, Clay, those guys are real. You know, they obviously won like 3 championships, and they were kind of converting to that to stop them, and and that's where the game went. They went small, and people were trying to compete with them. So it's just about adjusting your game, being comfortable, playing in space and spreading out. That's the way the game is going. It might change again. You never know, but right now that's the way the game is played, and so everybody have to adjust.
Was it difficult?
Nah. I mean, it's just about opportunity, man. It's it's in the league, man. It's not just about 1 or 2 things, man. It's about everything coming together for you. So just the style of play may have changed, and you might have adjusted, but you don't get a chance to really showcase the opportunity. So it's a lot of things that go into it. But it's just about continuing. I mean, at the end of the day, we all trying to get better.
Right.
All trying to fix our flaws. Whatever we might be deficient in, we want to change that. So you're always going to continue working on your game.
When did you notice and the game was changing? When did you, at what stage of your career and did you?
I think it was still when I was in Detroit.
Yeah.
We had Andre, and it was just like, me and him just, really couldn't be on the floor anymore together.
Right.
That was the beginning of when I started seeing the shift.
Right. And then so you moved, but you still I mean, by the time, even when Dre was there, you were still highly productive.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. I mean, it's still, if you're not a play, like after a few years, man, you getting better and you're actually learning the game and studying the game, you're gonna always find ways to be, productive. You want to attack. Like I said, it just goes back to understanding. When you learn the system, it's really understanding it. That is the point you want to get to. When can I make this play? When can I do this? And that was what I try to work on, especially as time passes and you're not really the focus of the offense anymore, and you get less opportunities. You have to learn how to be efficient within the offense, and so that's what I always try to do.
Right. Yeah. I can see that's a transition, man, because you always been at the point where you always had the ball, and you was always, first time in your career where you
Right.
kind of get the ball taken out of your hands is at some point in your NBA career, and you at this time you still, 17-10, 15-9, 16-9. So why does it say that this is a change? That can be difficult,
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I knew the game was going. And the coaches I had at the time, were honest. I respect them for how they communicate with me, because you don't get that everywhere you go. And so at the time, I understood my role, and so I knew, it was about doing what I had to do to perfect that role at the time. A lot of people get in trouble trying to showcase what they can't do, but it was, it's about showing that your game is expanding, but still, playing to your strengths and being productive and playing in ways that will help the team.
Yeah. Feel that. Jack Attack shirt.
Yeah.
Jack Attack jersey, dog.
Jack Attack, bro. TBT, bro.
I'm gonna tell you real story. He came on his joint.
I mean, I'm still a little salty about it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know the story, Greg, but so we were supposed to have the TBT team, right? And Pat called us, and everybody for some reason was on board. At first, I was like, these Bamas ain't really about to do this. They're not really about to get on. So I'm like, all right. But Chris calls me like, yo, you about to play in this? I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll play. If y'all play. He was like, all right, I'll play. So I'm like, all right, cool. I come back to the States. I get my ticket from the TBT. I get to the airport. Mind you, him, Jarrell, and like a couple other people about to play.
I'm interested to see where he's going with this story.
I'm at the airport. I'm like, all right, about to go to Milwaukee. Mind you. I call Chris. He don't pick up. I call Jarrell. He don't pick up. So now I'm like, oh, they done flaked on me already. Get on the plane. I'm like, all right, they probably just gonna meet me down there. Okay, cool. I get down there, call them again. They don't answer. He don't answer. Jarrell don't answer. So I get up there. It's me, Bradley Hayes, Devontae Smith-Rivera, AB, and two of Devontae Smith-Rivera guys at the TBT for Georgetown, bro.
See, listen.
I probably couldn't. I didn't talk to Jarrell for like 2 months, and if Chris wasn't like that close to me like that, I probably wouldn't answer any of the texts. So,
bruh, but I had told them I wasn't playing like a day before, so 2 days before. I think I told Pat. I don't know if Pat might have to verify me on this, but I told him, I was like, I'm not doing that, man. And I thought Free was trying to convince me last minute, so I wasn't going to pick up the phone.
Oh, damn. Well, Free, I mean, this is the first time hearing why?
Nah, but then I heard they said you wasn't even playing for real.
What you mean? I wasn't playing for real?
Because we didn't have a whole full squad together.
I played.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I heard that they were saying that you weren't gonna play. Jarrell told me that. This is a whole nother conversation. But the real part, what I was gonna say is he was about to come on here with another DeMatha shirt on. He had a DeMatha jersey on.
Jersey on too.
He only wears
get him out of there.
Slim. He only wears DeMatha.
I'm wearing a different jersey every time. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to him. I'm gonna wear a different jersey every time.
That's I ain't playing the WCAC, man. So
I mean, I'd have been in the bottom of the WCAC anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how y'all would have been in WCAC.
Stop playing my team, bro. Stop playing with my high school team.
We saw y'all team play.
We watched y'all on TV. I mean,
stop it, bro.
We saw y'all. We saw y'all play.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I could pick out one game from y'all and be like, y'all trash.
Hey, but
not
lose
that much though. So.
But not the game on national TV. You can't say we was trash on there. We got cheated on national TV. True story. Free no. He was at the game.
It was playing Henry and them.
Against Henry.
Oh, you lost to Sims?
We did not lose, bro. I swear we did not lose.
Don't talk to me about high school teams. You lost to Henry Sims.
We did not lose. We did not lose for real, bro. We did not.
He's in the knock of what happened when I played him at Kent, so I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, he
Don't worry, we're gonna have Henry on. We'll have him on.
We're gonna have he'll understand. You're gonna hear the story of how he thinks that he beat us, but they did not actually beat us.
Oh, he's definitely gonna say he beat you.
Oh, he definitely will, but he knows the truth.
Yeah, that shit is true.
He came up to me like 2 years later and told me that he made the wrong call. I'm serious. We did not lose that game, man.
Yeah, if we have the video, it's really bad.
It's really bad, son. Really bad. Like, it's turned, his foot is over the line, the buzzer goes off, and the kid still shoot it. It hits off the backboard, goes in. The ref counts 3.
It's good.
And we go into overtime. I swear, that's exactly how it went down.
It's good.
That's how we lost to Sims and them.
Oh, man, I'm sorry that had to happen to you like that, though.
No, bro, it still haunt me to this day. But Helen Cox, I don't know, man. I don't know how y'all would survive.
I have been at the bottom of WCAC. I'm not even trying to hear none of that, bro.
John Flowers and Riken had a little squad. They was at the bottom of the barrel.
I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else. I can't speak on that. I can't speak on none of them. You know what I'm saying? More power to them. We not coming to last place in nothing.
Sorry.
They better than Ireton though. They would have been better.
Yo,
Arkansas was low-key all right. They had Shane and
They
Big
had
Mike over there too.
They had
So.
big footers over there, but nah, they would have been better than.
That's cool, bro. But I don't want to hear none of that y'all talking about.
All right, my bad. Try.
If you would have came over to the coming to our place, you're not getting a win. Only team that was getting a win in St. John's was DeMatha. That was it. That's it. Everybody else, nobody was getting a win.
Anyway.
McNamara at the buzzer. Down count.
All right, so there's no denying. I mean, everybody knows it. I know it. Chris knows it. You had a strong NBA career.
Right.
No ifs, ands, buts about it. What was the process like? Transitioning out of the NBA and going to play overseas. And if you don't mind, you can tell the people where you played at.
Oh yeah, I played in Munich with FC Bayern. We were in obviously the German league and also the Euro League. And so it was just totally different for me. Y'all, it's being in the NBA and then going over there. There's some things that are done totally different.
Talk about it, please, please. How we are living overseas. What people are living like in the NBA. It is not what they do. It's far from what's going on back here.
Oh, it's different, man. You can tell that the amount of resources are on two totally different levels. Like you can
be good.
Yeah, you can understand. And that's stuff that I understood going. The guy that helped me get to Bayern. He wasn't. He's worked in the NBA before, and he wasn't shy about just making sure I understood. Like a lot of stuff you're used to. He was like, I know what you're used to. I understand, but a lot of stuff you're used to is, it just doesn't happen over here. And so I was cool. It's obviously the thing you obviously see the most, after spending time in the NBA is just the balance of power is totally different in Europe. That's the main thing you see as soon as you get there. And then how they look at the game is different in certain ways. It's totally different. And so, obviously I know a lot of people struggle with that,
Right.
Depending on who you play for, just some of the ideas and, choices, but I'm pretty sure at the pro level, that's in any sport at any league, you're gonna have players are gonna disagree with coaches.
Yeah, but, you had been in a style of play for a certain amount of time. So when you come to Europe and then you're thrown into a whole new culture, a whole new style.
Well, yeah, the culture was different. I think the style was something that wasn't hard for me to adjust to.
Right.
I think it was more the culture and how things are done there. You got to eat with everybody, and there's some other stuff. I want to play on one team, so I don't want to make it feel like I'm taking shots.
No, you're not taking a shot.
But it was just some stuff I didn't agree with. That with me, you get, and you guys would probably like this too, but. If it don't pertain to winning, like I'm not worried about it. And I felt like they paid attention to a lot of things that had nothing to do with us preparing and winning for a game, and they focused on it too much. And I think that's where my main disconnect was, as far as some of the things that they focused on. I feel like we could have been spending our energy on more important things.
Right. No, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But that's the culture, European. That's just how they are. That's they over passionate about things. That's just their way of going about. So, hats off to them, though. It works for them.
Hey, it's cool. It's definitely a cool experience, man. It was definitely, just seeing basketball in a whole different part of the world, man. It was definitely a great experience.
You had international experience before that, playing? Like with no.
Not with European rules and stuff like that. No, my first time.
So did you get called for travels and stuff also in that first?
In the beginning, first, that was a little bit of an adjustment. But I think I adjusted. It took me about a month or two. I think like maybe the first month of the season, I had a few calls, but after that, it kind of went away.
So but Moose you're a quick learner. So, but what people don't. So what we're talking about is when we're taught in America, you catch you catch the ball in the wing and you just rip through to the
leg,
baseline,
same arm,
and you got a layup, or you catch, you make an L cut, those drills that you do from the baseline, you make an L cut out, catch, rip through. You cannot do that in Europe. That is an automatic travel. You have to put the ball down first and then make your move. Right. Or you have to fake one way and go the opposite way. You can't just rip through and go. That's not happening. You're automatic, and the whole crowd.
For me, like a person that I've always played off a long first step. That was definitely a big adjustment for me.
Yeah. So I know there's some big men, like American big men, they'll just put the ball down and play off a live dribble.
Well, that's what I started doing, and actually it was funny because for me it was more successful for me because I was able to get the guys guarding me off balance a lot, because you kind of have that first dribble to kind of make a decision, and you can kind of hesitate or whatever, make a move or whatever you're trying to get to. So I kind of adjusted that part, into my game, but that was definitely a little curve for me as far as getting my footwork right.
Right. What you think of your league?
It's tough, man. It's a fun experience, obviously you're aware of it. I've known players that have played in it, and I know how competitive it was. But to actually be in it and to see how many great players they have a lot of them I didn't know about, and so to just get a whole new
any ones that are give shout out worthy that was nice like that you like.
There's the guys, the main culprits. I played with Shane in Boston, so Shane locked him for sure.
Shane tough.
Had a big game against us. Shane, they were playing well the whole season. Mike James, but Shane's teammate, man,
Mičić.
He's tough. He's tough. We've been knowing Nick Later since high school. Nick is just a wizard. Mirotic was doing what he was basically doing in the NBA. Trying to see who else was like some of the sleepers. I was like, oh, they were good.
Yo, Mičić is real though. You seen Mičić free? You seen Mičić play?
He's tough. Deshaun Thomas from Ohio State.
Who?
Deshaun Thomas from Ohio State. He was a buck. He was tough. You have the guys that are a little bit older that have been in EuroLeague for years on their respective teams. They were good too, man. It's a lot of great players, man. Oh, Shingela. Oh my God.
Toko.
Tough. Yes.
You like Toko game?
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
He just signed with Chesky. That's a tough.
That's what I'm saying. It's EuroLeague is like the stuff that's happening within EuroLeague, man. Next season is gonna be.
What they doing over there at Milan? They putting something together.
Yeah, I just saw Gigi just went over there, man. Yeah. But Nicolaitis with Mirotic is going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty.
Nicolaitis is going to Barca with the same team that they already have in place. That
could be a game.
Crazy.
Yeah, that could be a game changer. Pango's coming back. Pango's healthy.
But Toko and Mike James.
And they got Will coming back healthy.
Right. Man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see this year.
Yeah, you're really gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
I gotta get in the mix. God, somebody talk to me nice. Come on, man.
We all trying to see where we going at, man.
Right.
All options open. All doors are open.
Everything's negotiable.
Everything's negotiable.
All right, let's do a few more and get out of here, man.
Yeah. This is gonna be a little bit more on a serious note. We're gonna take this back to Georgetown. We all love Georgetown. We want to see Georgetown back to where it was at. In order for us to be a contender, what do you think that we need to do to get back there?
How can we get you?
How can we get a guy how can we get another Greg Monroe, or a guy at the number one center in the country again back at Georgetown?
I think you have to do kind of what you got to build it up, man. It was built when I got there. Those guys were Final Four. You guys went there, And so it was appealing to me. And I think you have to get that kind of, reputation. You got to get the reputation back. I knew, like I said, it was 2 years removed from a Final Four, a Big East season championship, right? You guys freshman year, like season champs, tournament champs too, right?
Lost the title.
I lost the title.
Okay, so well, again, deep run in the tournament, Sweet 16 or something, right?
Nope.
Second round. Second round. I remember it was Steph. I remember it was a Steph game. That was second round. Second round. Okay, so it's like but still, it's like
it was a lot of things.
It was up, and I think if it's a winning program, people are going to go. That's why a lot of the programs stay good. They continue that cycle, and I think we just have to get that cycle back. I don't know the answers. I don't think it's one answer. I think it's multiple things that we probably have to do. For the program has to do to get back to that. But I mean, it's about the work, man. I think that's about the work. You got to build it up. You got to get guys to come in and commit to what you're doing. And everybody has to be on the same page. I think that's where we have to start.
Yeah, we got to. The thing is, we got to get the talent in there because I really like Pat Ewing as a coach. I like what he's doing. I honestly do think when I see him as a coach, I'm like, yo, he's nice.
Right. I mean, he paid his dues, man. There's no question that he knows the game.
He knows the game. I mean, that's obvious.
No question about that.
Just with the amount of talent that he had this season and what he did, you got to respect him as a coach.
Right. I mean, he had to lose, 2 starters early?
Yeah, early.
I mean, that set anybody back. I don't care what program you is, especially those 2 guys are 2 of your top players by far.
Right.
The thing about Georgetown right now, and what we got to get back to, is that it was appealing back then. It was like it had some. When you say Georgetown, people look up like, oh, okay, like, oh, all right, they nice over there.
Yeah,
that feeling to it. Right now, it don't have that swagger to it. It don't have that style to it. Don't have that, that sting or a name.
You gotta get that. Yeah, you gotta get that swag. You gotta, yeah. So, I mean, and that was a part of it. Like we understood what program we were signed up to play for. We understood the history and what it meant, and you took pride in that. And I think you gotta get guys to understand that pride, but also know that it's new here too. This is a totally different Georgetown at the same time.
So thinking about it like this, Georgetown has always recruited Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Georgetown is always, their teams have always had some type of Louisiana presence, and it was a big part of why we went. So was that something that was talked about when you were growing up, and people were saying, "Yo, Georgetown, is that how Georgetown is perceived down?"
Sure, down there. I mean, across the world, that logo, especially from that time back in the 80s, is it's significant. So people identify with it at the time because of what Coach Thompson did. The players, and what he represented as a man, and obviously, some of the stuff we're dealing with today. He kind of stood up for it back then and kind of spoke out about it back then. So people identify with the name, with the school, contrary to what it actually is. It's like people identify with it. You see it in movies, in the hood, and obviously you get there. It's not that. And I think, it's not that. And you understand that, but it's like you wouldn't think it's just totally different world for what you grow up seeing.
But I didn't understand that at first. I thought all these schools was like black schools, to be honest with you. Until you get older, you like, oh.
Yes.
It's not like that. I really did. I mean, because that's what you do on TV. I mean.
I agree with you 100%. Like the people you saw wearing Georgetown stuff is not the people you see at Georgetown. You do, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? And so I think just understanding like the cachet behind the program and the history and trying to want to add to that, I think it'll be guys that are going to come and going to understand it. Yeah,
because when it was here, when I was going to commit, they was like, "Yo, Georgetown." The people kind of in the area, you got to go to Georgetown, son.
Right.
You got to stay home, man.
Right.
You crib. I remember it was coming down to, a few other schools too. It's like, yo, you can stay at the crib, lump. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta stay at the crib. So I'm asking, like, are there old Georgetown fans like, yo, Monroe, you gotta take a serious consideration. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, for sure. People definitely like when I was winding down and like people was like, man, it was like you should go play. You should go play for Georgetown. It was definitely something that people were kind of pulling for Georgetown, especially at that time. Like I said, they had kind of
momentum.
Aim back, that momentum. So people were definitely like, okay, they back. You about to go there. You should go. And down here, people did speak about the lineage. I didn't even know it was that many guys until I really committed and was like, wow, it's really like.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
Always been like that, and so it was a pipe. People were caught in the pipeline. Like it was that many people coming from down there, and it stayed consistent throughout.
Right, and that's why we've been good. That's why I'm saying. That's why you gotta shout out Louisiana, New Orleans, and that because they've been a big part of Georgetown basketball forever.
For sure, yeah, that's for sure.
So that's real. So y'all gotta keep coming with them, them talents, man.
They got a nice guard down here right now, man. I think he had him up on his early list too, man.
Hey, well, come on, you gotta.
You gotta work, man. You gotta work.
Right.
He's like top 15, man. I'm pretty sure he had him up there on his early list, but he's young, man. He got a couple more years.
Okay.
He a couple more years out.
Okay. I think me and Free both got a question. We want to know this more than probably anybody else.
I want to know this question, bro.
Nah. How did you come? Where did the name Moose come from?
Yeah. That started out as a joke, man. It started out as a joke, man. It was just something that somebody I grew up with said when we were younger, and it was just a joke.
And it stuck.
Well, what happened was another student in my high school was like doodling some stuff and left it on the board, and basically all the students saw it, and it just stuck. Everybody just started calling me that ever since. So,
I'm the one that got everybody calling you Moose at Georgetown, right?
Really? I mean, how? I didn't know.
We were sitting in the cafeteria. Might have been your freshman year. We were sitting in the cafeteria. I don't know, maybe you had a workout or something like that. Sitting downstairs, and then your phone lit up and it said Moose on it. I said, Moose? What is Moose? I was like, that's what they call you? And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I get it, Moose.
But I had the poster over my bed too, though, man.
But I ain't know that,
I mean, yeah, you might not know that. Yeah, I had the poster over my bed, though, man.
So I saw it said Moose on his phone. I said, oh, Moose. Okay, I got it. I like it. We gonna run with it. They had people doing this when he came.
I had one of the best, the intro joint, the walkout joint.
I had to run through the tunnel,
That was epic. That's crazy.
One of my best experiences probably going down to New Orleans when we had to play Tulane.
Oh, that's still one of the best meals I ever had.
That was one of the best joints ever, man.
And I'm from that. That was still one of the best meals I ever had.
Hey, listen.
Who's trying everything, dog?
Shout out to my bro.
Shout out to my Dukes, man.
Yeah, shout out, man.
I tried everything there was. And if anybody tell you that I didn't, they lying. I ate everything.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody. There was a lot of people that helped. She wasn't the only one that cooked. There was a lot of people that helped, man. So
right.
Shout out to everybody that put that together for us, man. That was even for me. That was good. Man.
I will forever remember that. I will forever
always
from college, dog. That was one of the best experiences. It was all that food. I'm like, yo, this is some real love right here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We was rushing.
Them Sims used the crazy word. We was going back to the hotel.
What's that?
Them Sims used like a real crazy word. We was going back. Everybody was like,
how good the food was. Yeah. I forgot what he said too.
I forgot the word he used too.
It was crazy though, bro.
That was some of the best food I've ever had, man.
Man, just thinking about it, it was just everywhere.
It was.
Outside. And people were so nice.
Yeah.
Man.
It was perfect.
They teach me how to eat the gumbo and everything.
Yeah, we had everything. Everything you're supposed to have down here, they had it for sure.
Man, and then his mom used to come up for Midnight Madness with the gumbo. Oh
Yes.
gosh. Oh my gosh. You
Yeah,
better
that
get
was
some before it run out.
Yo, Big John used to grab his as soon as she walked on campus. Mama here? Mama coming? He used to ask me, look, 5 days before, every day he see me. She coming when she get in. Yeah, come on now. Tell her bring mine to me. I want mine. Tell her bring mine to me. He said, don't put it in that office because it ain't going to make it to me. Put it in the street office.
Hey, it was so good though, man, because it was kind of war trying to get to that.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Mama, she used to look out, man.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
That's the Silky, man. Mom Dukes, man.
Yeah. Sure. What you got, Free? We done?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like, we want to appreciate you, man. We thank you.
Man, y'all know this is nothing, man. Y'all know this all love, man.
Yeah, always, man.
Regular day, man.
Big Dog, man. You know we followed you since you left.
Right.
My man then came up. You know what I mean? He ain't got to worry about the tickets on his truck no more.
Right.
We ain't got to worry about none of that. He good, never good.
Good, everything, man.
Paper real smooth. Look at
Right,
him.
right.
Hey, man. Shout out to Gus, though. He did his
Man.
thing. He did his thing.
Man.
Hey, nah, but appreciate you, man. So basically, we
appreciate y'all.
started this because we felt that, you know, it was time to show love to our Hoyas and show love to our legends and what we're about. And at this time, anything positive for Georgetown is great, you know.
Right.
So you have been a person that's been a great example for what we trying to do, what we trying to bring back. Right. And you a Hoya, bro. You know what I'm saying? You forever gonna be a Hoya, so you attached to it. So everything that's attached to it to be feeling good. And you know, when we come back to Georgetown, we want everybody to feel that experience, you know.
Right. That's what's up, bro. Well, you know, I'm down with it, man.
The club called us out and said he ain't really feel us, you know, and I felt that. I agreed with it, you know. And so I think it's important if he's saying that he's experienced it, then you're gonna take it with some credibility, you know. You know, so I mean, it's important that we start going back up, showing love and respecting that Georgetown can't be at the bottom of the Big East or none of that.
I don't know, man. I mean, I will say this, you know, I understand everybody experiences stuff differently, but I feel like we definitely were back touching guys that were on campus, you know. I think, and they were open to it. You know, I feel like it's a two-way street to that too, because I've been in the gym with those guys, you know, and I've been in the gym with other guys that were playing at Georgetown previously, and the way the energy you give off also will be reciprocated in some cases too. So absolutely. I know, he has the right to feel how he wants to feel to his opinion, but that energy is a two-way street, and I'm just saying, you know, in more recent years, that two-way energy it wasn't felt the same from somebody that do come back. And I'm not from that area. And I'm always on campus. I'm always in the gym. If I'm in DC, I'm passing through there. And like I talk to guys to this day who I didn't play with.
Right.
Wasn't even on campus together. You know, so that's something that you have to want also. You know, like I said, I can't attest to what he went through while he was there, but I can attest to when I was in the same room with him. That energy, you know, it gives off is important too.
Yeah, he got a little different style to him. He got a little different style, and I noticed that too. The few times I was around. I mean, but it's a different, you know, and that's what
I'm saying. You know, it might be a different time, but you know, I just don't want people to look at that and think that was the experience for everybody, because it wasn't, and it's not.
And I don't think that everybody does. I just think that what they're hearing about Georgetown.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know, like I said, like. He's entitled to his own opinion. You know, you want to lead, that's fine. You know, I respect it. You know, we were all a college athlete, and we understand. You know what you go through. You want to be as comfortable. You know, you want to be as comfortable as possible. So I'm not mad that he left, but you know, you say stuff, and like you know, I put into that program too, and you know, to speak broadly about it. You know, and that's not necessarily the case. You know, I think people should speak out about, you know, that it's not like that. You know, that's just his opinion about it and what he experienced.
Well, you hear it there, and I agree with that.
There you go.
You know?
Right there.
That's important for people to hear, because everybody right now, the perception is is not positive. And
Yeah, I understand. And
that so people do understand that. Nah, that's just his perception of it.
right.
It ain't how we feel as a collective whole. Because everybody got a lot of love for Georgetown for real. Ain't nobody mad at Georgetown. It is what it is. You know, right or wrong, indifferent. You still a part of that.
Right, exactly.
It's not, you know.
Right.
We don't want
to be gone. So I can't play for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know, my ties, my allegiance is gonna always be to the program. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, you know, I was excited when he got there. I have no problem with him. I love his game.
Yeah.
I wish him the best, you know, but you know, people obviously he has a big platform. He came in with a big platform. So you know, what he says is gonna reach people. I get that, but you know, that's his opinion, and I don't think that the whole program should be looked at from just one person's scope.
No. And the same thing goes for the other kids that transferred for whatever reason. Right. You know, they had their decisions to make, you know. And
right. I mean, and then it's not like that's the first people that transfer. I'm not, you know, that's it happens at a lot of universities.
That's part of the game, you know.
Especially now. I mean, people did it before, but I mean now it's like free agency now.
Man, they getting it, and then they talking about they don't have to sit out.
Right, exactly.
That's crazy. They don't have to sit out, and they can go to the draft every year and go back. Goodness.
You know?
They got it nice, bro.
Right. You know, and that's what it's about too, though, man. It's about, you know, somebody always went through more than you had to, you know.
Absolutely.
People push the game forward for us. You know, we can't control how old we are and the time certain places are. So
right.
You know, I'm happy for those dudes. I'm happy they have that choice.
Yeah, definitely. That gives them a lot of free. If we had that choice, man, I've been in the draft every year. Guarantee you, I'll be. Chris Wright declares for the draft. Chris Wright comes back.
Your whole summer NBA workouts every year.
So I ain't had to be on campus in the little computer classes and all that. I'd have been doing that every year. Y'all know what? Who wouldn't? Why not?
I mean, that's and like I don't blame him. Like if you could have told me I could have went and with and I could come back with no repercussions, I definitely would have did it my freshman year for sure.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I get to go into all the NBA facilities, work out, get a whole bunch of gear, come back, got a whole bunch of fresh NBA socks and
just chilling, right? Like
I'm good. You gotta wear the gold toe socks in the season, so these is all for class and
class in the summer.
Yeah.
Unless you double sock that joint, just covered it.
Yeah, you double sock, yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. Oh man, well look, man, appreciate you, Moose. We appreciate you doing this, dog, for real.
We do. Yeah.
Killing it. Hopefully,
I see you back wearing your Jordan stuff now because you was Adidas head to
toe. Listen, man. Don't do me that, bro. That was not by choice, man. Don't do that. I'm Team Jordan for life. If anybody out there listening, I'm Team Jordan for life, man.
Hey, Free, I was watching the games. I'm like, ooh, that boy got on stripes.
No, I hit him one day. Like, man, I was just like, dog.
You look weird.
You look weird wearing that.
He was like, man, you look weird wearing that. Man, I'm like, listen, man. I know, bro. I ain't want to be there.
I had the sweats with the hoodie.
Walk
around, Jones.
I got no problem with the Adidas. See, some of the things I'm talking about that don't have anything to do with winning, man. See what I'm talking about, bro? Right there, man. Right there.
Hey, you see, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. I'm just doing all this extra stuff for no reason. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
Let that man put his J's on.
Right. Let him rock.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can't walk to practice. I can't walk in the damn.
Oh, man.
Good, man.
Hey, man, we'll see, man. That's the European game. That's the European way. He was mad. He can't walk in the gym with them joints on.
No way, bro. No way.
It's another team in that league sponsored by Puma.
It's a couple teams sponsored by Puma.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Puma got some good gear, man.
They do got some gear. I like them little low top Clydes. Them joints. kind of smooth. I ain't lying to you. He laughing. I like them joints though. The hooping shoes, I like them.
Yeah, man, they all right.
You ain't rocking the Clydes?
If I had to, I would.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem with it. I don't like low tops, so.
Reed rocking the Clydes. I know that's free swag right there.
I'll definitely try them, for sure.
You tried them?
Definitely will try them. I will. I will.
He did rocking the Clydes for sure.
Right with the Jack Attack jersey on, the Puma jersey.
For sure, man.
You in business.
You know.
All right, man. Let's get out of here, man. I ain't messing with Moose no more. That boy's stupid. He always be too goofy, dog.
Right.
What did I do? I didn't even do that, dog. I ain't even do that, bro.
We out, man.
All right, man.
Dawg Talk. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Appreciate you, Moose.
All right.